topic is proportion. If two ratios are equal, we say that they are in proportion, and we denote or equal symbol to equate the two ratios. Let's check 2:9 and 18:81 are in proportion. We have two methods to check. First method is 2:9 is equal to 2 by 1. 2 by 9. That is equal to 2:9 because there is no common number between 2 and 9. Next number is 18:81. 18:81 can be written as 18 by 81. And 18 by 81 is divided by both 9 by 9. We get 2 by 9. And the ratio is 2:9. So 2:9 and 18:81 are in proportion. And we write 2:9 equal 18:81 or 2:9 equal 18:81. So 2:9 and 18:81 are in proportion. So 2, 9, 18 and 81 are the four terms. In this, 2 and 81 are said to be extreme terms. And 9 and 18 said to be middle terms. And the second method to check the ratios are in proportion is multiply the extreme terms and multiply the middle terms. If the answer is equal, the ratios are in proportion. Or cross multiply the terms. Cross multiply 2 by 9 is the first ratio. 18 by 81 is the second ratio. Cross multiply. That means 2 into 81 and 18 into 9. 2 into 81 is 162 and 18 into 9 is 162. These two answers are same. So 2:9 and 18:81 are in proportion. First example is determine the number 4, 6, 8, 12 are in proportion. So the ratios are 4:6 and 8:12. Let's check. 4:6 is equal to 4 by 6. It can be divided by both 2 by 2. We get 2 by 3. And the ratio is 2:3. Next is 8:12. 8:12 is 8 by 12 and is divided by 4 by 4, that is equal to 2 by 3, and the ratio is 2:3. Both ratios are 2:3. So 4:6 and 8:12 are in proportion. Next example is determine the number 15, 45, 40, 120 are in proportion. The ratios are 15:45 and 40:120. Then 15:45 is equal to 15 by 45. It can be divided by both 5. We get 5 3s are 15, 5 9s are 45. Again divided by 3, we get 1:1 by 3. And the ratio is 1:3. Next, 40:120. 40:120 is equal to 40 by 120. Divided by both 10, we get 4 by 12. Can be divided by both 4. We get 4 ones are 4, 4 threes are 12, and the ratio is 1:3. So 15:45 and 40:120 are in proportion. Next question is 24, 28, 36 and 48. So first we write it in ratio form. 24:28 and 36:48. Next, 24:28 can be written as 24 by 28. It can be divided by both 4. We get 6 fours are 24 and 7 fours are 28. So the ratio is 6:7. And the next ratio is 36:48. That is equal to 36 by 48. Can be divided by both 6. We get 6 6 are 36. So 6 by and 8 6 are 48. And it can be also divided by both 2. We get 3 by 4. And the ratio is 3:4. So 24:28 is 6:7 and 36:48 is 3:4. They are not equal. So 24:28 and 36:48 are not in proportion. Check the following statement is true or false. The question is 0.9:0.36 and 10:4. So to find or check the ratios are in proportion or not, we have two methods. The first method is 0.9:0.36. Write it in fractional form and find the lowest term. If the lowest terms are in same, the ratios are proportion. So 0.9:0.36 can be written as 0.9 by 0.36. These two numbers are decimal numbers. So first change the point. To change the point, multiply by 100. We get 90 by 36. Then 90 by 36 is divided by both 9. We get 10 nines are 90. 9 fours are 36. Is again divided by 2. We get 5 twos are 10. 2 twos are 4. So the ratio is 5:2. And the next ratio is 10:4. 10:4. It can be written as 10 by 4 and divided by both 2. We get 5 by 2. The ratio is 5:2. So 0.9 is to 0.36 proportion to 10:4. This statement is true. Next method is cross multiply the ratio or multiply the extreme terms and multiply the middle terms. So 0.9 by 0.36 and cross multiply with 10 by 4 or 0.9 0.36 10, 4 are the 4 terms. Multiply the extreme terms and multiply the middle terms. If the product are same, the ratios are proportion. So 0.9 into 4 is equal to 3.6. 3.6. Then 0.36 into 10. Cross multiply. The answer is 3.6. The two product are same. So 0.9 is to 0.36 and 10.4 are in proportion, and the following statement is also true. Check the ratios. 12 is to 18 and 28 is to 12 are in proportion. So to check if the two ratios are in proportion, we have two methods. The first method is write it in fractional form and find the lowest term. 12 is to 18 is equal to 12 by 18. Can be divided by both 2. We get 6 2s are 12 and 9 2s are 18, and it's divided by both 3 by 3. We get 3 2s are 6, 3 3s are 9. So the ratio is 2 is to 3. Next one is 28 is to 12. That is equal to 28 by 12 divided by both 4. We get 7 4s are 28 divided by 7 3s are 12. So the ratio is 7 is to 3. 12 is to 18 is 2 is to 3 and 28 is to 12 is 7 is to 3. They are not equal. So the ratios 12 is to 18 and 28 is to 12 are not in proportion. Next method is cross multiplicate the ratio, or multiply the extreme terms and multiply the middle terms. So 12, 18, 28, 12. Multiply 12 into 12 and 18 into 28, or 12 by 18, 28 by 12. Cross multiply. So 12 into 12 is equal to 144. Then 18 into 28 is equal to 504. So 12 is to 18 is not equal to 28 is to 12. These two fractions are not in proportion. Correct. To check two ratios are in proportion, first method is find the lowest term of two ratios. If the lowest term is same, the ratios are in proportion. Second method is cross multiply the ratios, or multiply the middle terms and multiply the extreme terms. If the product are in same, the two ratios are in proportion.